What we do here is go back.
Started here in just a few minutes. Just a few minutes. What is going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday. I am trying. I spent a couple hours at Best Buy this morning trying to fix my phone, and the issues weren't totally resolved, so we'll see what happens in a couple days. We will see. We're back yet again with another music production streams. Going behind the scenes, we're going to take a loop, and we are going to make a song out of it. Or at least we're gonna try. This is the third week I've been on Twitch. There are all the streams from Twitch and the previous streams that I did on YouTube are on the YouTube channel, so go check that out now. You can just type in the name. It's all the same. Here's the loot that we're working with this week. It's super spooky and it's super basic. It's in C major, which is the key that every single artist starting out chooses, and that's okay. You gotta start somewhere. I think we're gonna start with drums this time. We need drums, dude. We need something to kind of give this some direction, just to start off. I think we're gonna try and add 808s, but if you've been with me for a couple of weeks, you know that that's a very tough task because I have to do that on the other computer, which is, it's It's a little bit slower, a little bit older. So we're gonna start with a kick first. Start with the core of everything. We're working with the usual samples, and the usual set of software instruments, but I tend not to like beesh. I tend not to like the software instruments just because for whatever reason they don't pack the same punch or the same knock. They don't cut through the mix the same way that some of these samples do. That was not bad. That one's a bit tighter and punchier, and this one's a bit looser. I think if I put a low pass on, listen to them one more time. Yeah, if I put a low pass on this one right here, that'll work best because it won't fight with the 808, but it'll still kind of punch through. So let's loop the loop one more time, and we'll see what it sounds like going into this. Try to come up with something on the fly a bit here. I think we're gonna go with something more complex in the hats. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Oops. It's gonna be super basic kick pattern. That way we can find an 808 that maybe has a bit more fill. Oops. Right there. And then we'll switch it up to a little, instead of just eighth note action, we'll do 16th. But once again, we gotta go in to the loop, find where it stops. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. A lot of people will see a music producer or like a rapper or something, and they're like, "Oh yeah, the lifestyle, awesome, party all the time, get a lot of money." That's, for the real musicians, that's not what it's about. It's about the tireless hours we spend on a computer trying to make audio sound the exact way we want it, which is never easy. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Now we gotta find snares here, and I got this other kit that I got the other day that I'm gonna. I think it's, yeah. I accidentally renamed it in my desktop with no name. Ha! So it's just a blank thing that I have to now go look for. Where is it? Yeah, this one. This one is it's a little wonky. It's actually the name of the snare is wonky. This will be a little bit different from the traditional, I guess, high and tight sound, I guess is how I would describe it, that you hear in pop music. We're actually going to push all this back because I don't want the drums to come in. Actually, you know what? We're going to do a cool effect. I'll show you guys in a minute. We'll get to that. We're going to do a cool effect, but first things first, I don't think the snare is going to just be by itself. Let's see. Hang on. Yeah, that could work. I guess. I'm not mad, but you know, we'll figure out some stuff to add into it. In a second. I'm gonna go with hats next. Let's see what we have. Nah, it's weak. I like that hat. Let's bring that one in, and then let's go find another one to use. This one is gonna be a little bit busy, but not too much, because again, we have to leave room for the artist to do some work on it, theoretically. But we can still make it kind of active enough to where they can get excited about it. But not so much that it overwhelms the track. We gotta find something that's kind of like a soft middle. I don't even know what that was. Maybe. We'll keep that in there as a backup, as like a second hat. Some songs switch up what hats they use, and that's how they keep things interesting with their form, because otherwise pop music is and always will be the same loop, whether it's 4 bars or 2 bars or 8 bars, whatever. It's the same loop heard over and over again. I think we're not going to start this off the way we traditionally do, with just it's your basic keep time hat pattern. We're going to start this one off with a roll, which is pretty easy to do if you have MIDI. It's pretty hard to do if you have audio samples. So there's your catch-22. Audio samples sound better, but MIDI is easier to work with. Obviously, what I could do is import all of these as MIDI, or I could somehow find MIDI packs for everything, and then make it work that way. But it's not as interesting. It could use the sampler too. There are plenty of other ways I could do this, and they all require more time than I typically have on a stream, or more time than I typically spend, we'll say that. And what's going to happen is the 808 is going to be in there. I think we're going to even automate some of the volume so that it kind of rises and falls. Let's drop this one down. Come on, there we go. It's not moving. Kind of. We'll see what it sounds like, and then we'll make the decision from there. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Make it lower though. Yeah. Yeah. See how we still have some room, but it's kind of like interesting. So you go with your loop. What I'm gonna do with these later is add a filter to all them. Oops, that needs to be 2 and 3. The loop itself is pretty active. I'm just gonna move that one back. We're gonna spray these hats everywhere with just some cool random patterns, just to kind of keep things super interesting. And as usual, we will try and post a final version of this on SoundCloud or something somewhere. We'll see. I will keep you updated on that. You can follow me on social media to stay tuned for those updates. On Instagram and Twitter, the handle is just DRICHT, the number 3R, or, as you see it, on the username for Twitch. See what I did there? Consistency. I'm going to automate the kick and snare so that there's kind of a cool filter that they come out of. And then that way it's just something different. See what does this one sound like again? This one's gonna be our steady hat through everything. Everything else is just providing rolls and effects. So just kind of. And if you're curious what I'm doing, like in my head, I can't even tell you. It's just kind of going as it feels, going for what I feel. I have experience about 16 years as a drummer, so So drums, what to do with drums kind of comes natural to me because I just think to myself, what pattern would I do as a drummer if I was hearing this? And we're actually gonna add in a little snare feel. Live TV, there's nothing like it. Whoops, that's the wrong subdivision. Those are eighth notes. I need those to be 16th notes. If you've heard a song on stream that you think that you could write lyrics to and like sing to or rap to, let me know. I am in the process of working on starting up a Discord. Yeah, I'm jumping headfirst into the world of Twitch here. Um, I've downloaded everything and I'm still figuring it out, but I'm gonna try and set it up so where you can. I'll give you the link in the chat and you can follow me on Discord. And join the Discord, and that way you guys can like submit your flows and ideas and everything. Yeah, I want to move it. It's kind of got some R&B, hip hopish, popish type vibes. Like this may not be your rapper necessarily. This might be a popish singer. I gotta do that filter real quick, because otherwise it's just gonna drive me nuts that's not there. So the way that I kind of do this filter, I'll let you all in on a little secret. And it involves a bit of automation and EQ. So originally you take your EQ and you put what's called a high cut or a low pass. A high cut means all the high cut frequencies or all the higher frequencies are cut. A low pass means all the lower frequencies pass through. They're the same thing. It's 6.5 dozen. But essentially, depending on what frequency the snare is at, is what you cut at. And you've got that right there, which sounds super muffled. So that's about I'm cutting at about 500 hertz. So I'm taking all of the rattle, all of the crackle out of it. And then essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to automate that EQ. And you're going to see it now in the automation menu. Fab Filter. Fab Filter is fantastic. I'm not sponsored by them, but I would love to be. Fab Filter, if you're watching this, call me. Fantastic plugin. What I do is I automate it. Traditionally, human hearing spectrum goes from 20k or 20 hertz to 20k hertz. So you don't need anything outside of that. That means I usually do it at 16k though. That means the snare can return to its normal function at about 16k. I don't think the snare is going to be heard. That's like super shrill. If you don't know what that is just it's like those things that make your brain hurt, but you don't even hear it. It's about actually it's close to a dog whistle, but not quite. A dog whistle is closer to like 30-40k hertz. Science lesson. Yeah, that's 26. We don't need 26. So basically the filter, it makes the EQ band, and you can't see the plugin unfortunately, but it makes it move as the process goes, and so slowly you can hear the snare start to come back in more full. And I'm going to need more apparently. 70k hertz. Wow. I don't know that I've ever heard anything at 70k hertz. That was an accident. I didn't mean to do that. So I'm going to bump this one about 12k. I mean, you got to remember your science lessons here. If you're interested in audio, this is what you're going to talk about. You're going up an octave essentially, and every octave is double the frequency. So 500 hertz, the octave above that is 1,000 hertz. Above that, it's 2,000 hertz. So if I'm going 500, then 800, and then I go to 1,200, and then I go to 1,600, I'm going a half octave every time essentially, and that over time gives us this really cool effect. Apparently this exists higher than that, does it? Apparently there are harmonics in at 25k hertz on this. That is strange. Anyway, if I could show you the plugin, it would look really cool. All you just see is this one band moving this way the whole time. Now we gotta do the same thing for the kick. And since the kick exists at lower frequencies, we're going to have to do the same thing we just did, but we're going to start lower and it's going to be less over time. And that's only because and with the kick we have to cut at the other end too. We have to cut all the low frequencies at like 20, 30 because we don't need those, number 1. And number 2, they're there and you can hear them and they mess everything up. So what you've got right now, if you're really good at hearing, is essentially just a sub sound. And so over time, open up the automation menu back up, and this time we'll do the kick. And over time, frequency, there we go. It's going to find its way back up. And with the kick, we can probably cut off at about 4K. Some kicks have a click in it. If you ever listen to your punk rock and your heavy metal, it's got a super click in it, and that's about 4K hertz. We're gonna probably bring it back to 500 or so. See, this kick has some knock in it, so we want some of that knock to come back. Right here? Maybe not. Yeah, right there. Obviously, we need something in there to go with the and actually, what we're gonna end up doing, it might be a little bit contradictory at some points, is cutting a little bit above that, above 20. Gonna cut it around 40, 50 maybe. We'll end up cutting it at about the frequency that it starts at, and that's because the 808 is gonna exist around those frequencies, and we don't want those two fighting. You can hear how it sounds tighter now. Gotta add some more hats into that for sure. We're also going to change the level of volume that this reaches because that's kind of loud and annoying. I don't need it sticking out that much. Yeah. Yeah, it's better. Maybe we will make these line up with the snare. See how that sounds? You don't really hear them, honestly, but that's okay. They're there to add some flavor. They're not there to stick out. And we're gonna have to copy one of these and just not copy over the end. Maybe we'll go searching again. Let's go digging again and see if we can find maybe a better, not a better hat, another hat. That's not bad. I don't like reusing and using samples and stuff, mainly because it limits creativity when you just use the same ones over and over again. Because you're tempted to do the same things with them. But sometimes when a sample just sounds as good, you just need to use it. Maybe that's what we'll do, is we will do a hi-hat roll into the snare, and that should kind of give us... We'll save some of the software instrument hats. Those are still pretty good hats, and we'll save those for... where is it? And what's the middle? I guess that's the middle. We'll save those for like later sections of the song when things kind of start to pick up, and then we do need something to kind of keep pulse in the background. It's essentially what the hi-hat is for. Somebody's being loud in my house. I can hear the dishes. You can hear them too, can't you? Yeah. Alrighty, so we will... Oh, come on. The further we zoom in, the more disorienting things get, and the more you just start to lose your place of where you are in the beat, and that's never good. So I try to zoom in further enough to do details, but not so far that I... Yeah, needs to be more dramatic though. Okay, start from nothing. How about that? Yeah, that works. So now we got kind of back and forth hats. And what we can do is these, I guess, will serve as our main hat. Maybe, who knows? I'm not committed to anything just yet. Let's see what this. I think those are going to be complementary. So, what's gonna let's see. Hang on. What's gonna end up happening is it's gonna match the same pattern of the ones above it, and it's just gonna give it a different flavor. Let's see if we can figure this part out. What the heck? Oh, that's why. Let's just see. Maybe, yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah. The other thing is, you'll notice I'm doing is sometimes on the hits, the snare hits, I don't have any hat, and that's because I don't want those two fighting. I want the snare to cut through, so if you put two hats around it, people don't really notice the difference. And that way you don't have to do a lot of extra work in the mix. So from start to whatever 12 measures in right now. Yeah, and then the next thing, maybe I don't know. That's definitely not it. There's definitely more to be added. I don't know what it is quite yet. We have to figure out um some things. Maybe a bell. Maybe a bell. If you have any suggestions, throw them in the chat. We'll see. Let's see what our bells sound like. Let's remind ourselves. It's too low. There we go. These are super loud, super dramatic for no reason. Like a bell has no business being that dramatic. You see what these ones sounds like? These are pretty good ones. What are my chords again? C. I think I'm C, C, A, G. I think. We'll find out. If it doesn't sound good, then it's not the right progression. Some of these don't come with transcriptions. Whoops, wrong last chord. What was that last chord? Oh, that's what I meant to do right there. Yeah, that's why I got confused. Okay. Just because it sounds right doesn't mean it is right. Just means we managed to guess some of the notes that were in the chord. It's also way too loud. I'm going to cut a lot of low end out of that, make it sound kind of hollow. For some reason there's a lot of 1K in that. I'm not really sure why. I didn't make it, but the other thing we can do with these hats is kind of throw in panning some of them. Pan some a little to the left, a little to the right. Make for some flavor to it. So you've got this. If you're listening in headphones, you'll be able to tell the difference. If you're not, find some headphones. I think I want to add the 808 next. I really don't like that. Why that? So for whatever reason, that first hit comes through, even though I'm cutting more than I'm allowing. So we're gonna have to cheat a little bit. And the first hit, this is gonna be low in volume. Yeah, it's still doing it. That's fine. We'll work with that. We'll work with it. It's definitely something to start with. Now, for the first time, normally I pick 808s when I do them. I pick them to have more sub to them and less texture because I just need them to be bass. But now we can pick something with some texture to it. That does not have texture to it. I mean, it does. It does not have the texture I want. Some of these... See, that kind of has the texture that I'm looking for, but that is not the right sound at all. Oh, gosh. It's closer. Okay, now we're just... Ooh. It's too much texture. I like that one, but it is like way too much sustain. Ah, that one works. And it's the origin key is C sharp, so that makes it easy on me. That means I only have to pitch it up a semitone, or I only have to optimize it to be pitched up a semitone. For some reason, my other computer is not showing up when I'm trying to airdrop. There we go. Okay, I told you it's slow. Yeesh. If there's any other content you guys want me to be doing, if maybe music production isn't your thing, let me know. I do have a wide array of skills and talents. I can certainly do other things. So, oh great. Did my internet crash? No, it's still there. Okay, cool. Did it not work? Yes, I certainly have a wide array of tools and skills in my disposal, and I can do a lot of different things. I'm working on upgrading some equipment slowly but over time. But if you want me to kind of live loop stuff, or if you go behind the scenes in something else, let me know. If you're a video game person, let me know. I will do my best. I think these are ready to go. Yes, they are. Okay. Oh, you know what? There it is. So. These are my 808s, really? You sure that's what they sound like? Huh. Something's not right. I think I sent the wrong one. Hang on. There's a car passing. Yeah, I sent the wrong one. Whoops. I sent one right next to it. So the one I thought was originally a C sharp is actually an E. I don't have perfect pitch. Does anybody have perfect pitch? If you have perfect pitch, I need to pick your brain, because that is such a tough thing, and they're actually born with it. They're not. It's not really something you can kind of learn. You can't really just teach your ears what's right. You can try, I certainly try, but it's not how that works. Mm. This computer is going to be... Oh, there we go. Finally. As soon as it starts talking trash, that's when it decides to do its job. Just a friendly reminder, make sure you guys go ahead and like the stream and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. Make sure you hit the notification button so you can tell when I go live. I go live usually every Saturday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. East Coast time. If you have any questions or you just want to catch up, hit me up on social media. I would love to hear from you guys. That sounds better. We're at 120. It's gonna take a minute. So let's hear what we have to work with. See if I can get this first try. It's not hard. We'll see. Oops. Oh, I need my metronome. Can't just guess. Something about this is slow. I think it's just my computer. It definitely needs to be fixed. Programming 808s has been my kryptonite, which is strange because you'd think any basic music producer would have it down. Nope. I didn't even know like how to take cracked plugins. I didn't know what those were until I got to school and for music stuff, and the professor said don't use cracked plugins. So I used a bass instrument, a sine wave. That was my 808 for a long time, and that's just what I got away with. And then Logic updated sounds, and I didn't have it anymore. Hang on, this is something. Yeah, that's right though. I think that's right. I'm gonna try this. Something about that didn't feel right. Hang on. I gotta make sure this is. That one right there. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Sorry. I'm tripping myself. Okay, here we go. We're just gonna bounce this real quick, import it to the other computer, and then we'll be able to work with it audio-wise. This song is called On Your Six. It's an old expression that just means I got your back. I first heard it in the TV show NCIS. It's what Anthony DiNozzo said like every single time they left to go take care of a case. It's like, on your six, boss. It's kind of weird. I'm running out of ideas though. I have so many files named so many different things that trying to be creative and find the new one and make a clever name is just not happening. It's okay. We don't need to be super creative. We just need to be... I think it was Igor Stravinsky that said, great artists don't imitate, they steal. Again, I don't condone copyright infringement, but allow other people's artwork to influence yours. It's okay. Okay, so this funny thing that Logic does when it bounces stuff, it is like clip management, and it takes away some of the distortion that you were hoping was in there. What we're also gonna do is a little trick called sidechaining. I can't show it to you because it's within a plugin window. We're gonna carve out just a little bit of hole for the kick, just a little bit. Somewhere around 60. you know, or well, actually more like 150, more like 125 ish. And then we're gonna sidechain the kick and the bass. And essentially, what this does is it's sidechain compression. What you essentially need is you need a compressor, and it makes it so that whenever the kick hits, the 808 drops in volume, and whenever it's not hit, the 808 is normal. So essentially, we want a fast release and a fast attack. Essentially, what happens is it makes it so that the 808 comes along and the kick comes and he says, "Oh, I gotta wait." It's like a traffic light. The 808's gotta sit there and left for the kick to cross, and then, or you got this. You can kind of hear it going out, but it's got a quick release on it. So. Doesn't help if my kick is loud as heck. Oops. No, stop. See, this is what I'm talking about. I accidentally named the file nothing because I hit enter instead of enter in the spacebar. Instead of spacebar and enter. The other thing is, because the 808 is so strong, it's overwhelming everything else, so I don't think the compressor is triggering. This might not be the right 808 either. We may have to... Oh, don't need a super fast attack. We don't need it. Let me just go back and find a different one. We'll work on that later. Like how out of all of these, we don't have any MIDI except for that one. That one little bell. Copying and pasting is never the most fun thing, but certainly saves me time from having to go implant each individual note. I'm gonna add maybe something subtle. See, this is what I didn't ask you to do that at all. I always have trouble remembering where is the triangle in this thing. Gotta find which one it is. There it is. Yeah. It's an anvil. Oops. I think it's that one. Okay. Alright. Weird. Let's It sounds kind of weird now, but I gotta quantize it, and then I also have to drop it super low, so all you hear is kind of the sustain, and then again, this is something I could sidechain if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that much. think maybe we want it to have more sustain, don't we? Yeah, see what that sounds like. Okay, maybe the triangle was a bad idea. We'll try again. Something else. We definitely want to have some reverse effects, and we'll see what different. We have different types of reverse effects. We have vocal reverse effects. We have. There's also what happens frequently is I start something and then I don't like how it sounds and I just trash the whole project and start fresh. We're not gonna do that, or we're gonna hope we don't have to do that because that is a waste of a stream. But we will see. There we go. So we got some reverse stuff, but like vocal reverse, like this. It's kind of dramatic. Not kind of. It's pretty dramatic. But it's used sparingly. You're not going to use it all the time. The way I like to use it is cinematically. So what that means is I'm not just going to have the reverse itself. Like, I'm not just going to do that and then, oh, we're done. Here we go. I like to do some weird stuff to these, like some weird volume automation that makes it sound cool. I gotta time this out real quick though. Right there, okay. So essentially, and this is one of those painstaking things, and if this was a video, I would probably just make the clip go really, really, really fast. But essentially, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna create a slope, and I'm gonna zoom in to each different kind of beat point, 16th note that is, which is these right here, and each one is gonna alternate going up or down. Oops, come on, there we go. So essentially it's gonna sound like this really cool trippy thing if you've ever watched like a scary movie, and it's essentially like it kind of cuts in and out, and what it does to your listener is it's not extremely disorienting, so much so that it's like annoying to listen to, but it's disorienting enough to subvert their expectations. And in pop music, that is or hip hop or whatever you do, that is the motto we live by. And that was eighth notes. I was incorrect in my guesses. So now we have to go back and do 16th notes, which are even faster, and that's. How's your day going? Essentially, the difference between the two is double time at halftime. So eighth notes are 8 notes in a measure. That's pretty self-explanatory, I feel. But 16th note, there's 16, and so one of them is I don't think I need to explain that. The difference being, though, with eighth notes, you hear every beat. 16th notes, you don't necessarily hear every single beat of this effect, you just hear the effect. It's kind of a big picture thing. It's complicated to explain. It's better to show you, but it takes a minute. So I gotta get all of these as closely lined up as I can. And this is how it kind of sounds. So you've got one of these. You guys ever heard the song "Treat Me Like White Tea"? Kind of sounds like that. Treat me like white tea. Yeah. want to switch this. It's kind of cool. I like it. We'll see what it sounds like from the beginning. A lot of cool stuff you can do with automation. And then that'll be kind of where we switch things up. As in, not like a beat switch up. We've done that before, but we're not that special yet. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's a work in progress. I just need one. There we go. And yes, we want to copy over our automation. So that we have. One more time. I forgot. There is two things to this. There we go. Something else needs to be added to it for sure. Second one is where the hi-hats will pick up. So we're gonna have a total of 5 hats in this, which is a bit of a tall order, but I will concede some DAWs handle that better than Logic does. In some DAWs like FL Studio, when you choose the sample, or you choose the original audio sample and you play with it, it creates each note that you play affects the pitch of it, so it does the cool stuff that I'm looking to do here by creating this. But and while this is supposed to be subtle, it still needs to kind of come through the mix a little bit. So theoretically, if I'm mixing this, what I would do is I would send all 5 of these hats to their own stereo sub, and then to the output, and then that way that's done. You know, over here you see this stereo out thing. That's, I can change that, and essentially it would give me the ability to change the volume of the total hats, and I can bring them down or up, but I wouldn't do that till mixing. So might add a lead, we might not. We'll see. It would have to be a really good lead. See what this sounds like. I'm gonna paint that out. We're gonna walk that out a little bit. I don't like that necessarily. Hang on. We'll build out the next ones slowly and surely, but I want to make sure that we do them right, and I'm not that talented at keyboard to just be able to pick up the melody and play it right away. So the next one, I gotta think about it, would be... kind of there-ish. We'll play with how it sounds like effects wise and everything else later. But the next one would be... And these might not even be the notes that I want, because, I mean, they might be, they might not be. We'll see. Hang on. I don't know. Hang on. It's cool as the loop sounds. See what it's like when we take it out. Oh, that's why. Hang on, because this last one is not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be the lead up to... Oh, it is. It's right. Yeah, it's right. Hang on. I think I know what's wrong with it, though, because I'm technically in C minor, not in C major. Playing notes that are in C minor. I need to be playing E flat. Oops, that's F. That's not even E. Might change those just because we can do it a little bit differently. I don't know. See how it sounds. See what it sounds like an octave up and an octave down. Ooh, that is god-awful high. There we go. fits, like if we change the octave of the 808s and then go down. We might do that instead of playing these low C's because they're super low. We'll just see if this fits better. It just gives it the texture I'm looking for. I don't know. Music is complex, man. You have to do something over and over and over again. I'm gonna set and close the project though. It takes forever to open these Logic projects. Forever. I do like how it sounds without the loop. But the loop is what we're supposed to be building this around. So what I might end up having to do is make a lot of EQ cuts to this this loop, and then we will see what it sounds like. Like we'll manipulate it, kind of see what sounds good, what doesn't, and then we'll see where we're at. So let's flip the 808 pattern and just see real quick. What? Hang on a sec. What just happened? Did it get reversed somehow? Why do I feel like it got reversed? What? What is happening? I'm not even entirely sure what that was. Let's try this again. Somehow, some way, things got reversed. I don't even know. I would never... Don't reverse your 808. Oh! That's from a different song. Ha! I imported the wrong 808. That's from a different song. Nobody pay attention to that. I don't even know what song that's from. Something apparently with the initials EBY, because I get lazy and I don't type out the whole name. I just type out the EBY. Yeah, the initials of it. We're just gonna ignore pretend like that didn't even happen. Yeah. Oops. Oh man, it's been a long day. It's been a long day, guys. Go easy on me. It's been a long day. Alright, let's try this again. So what we can do to the loop is play with the audio and the EQ, and we'll take a lot of low-end mid stuff out. We'll cut some. So we're cutting it about 500, and that really thins it out. Problem is, I think it might... They're along the same lines there. So that means we got to do some mixing real quick, and then we also maybe we'll add in some real quick distortion, some overdrive to it, and essentially what that does is it makes it sound super compressed. We'll do this at 1,000 since we're cutting at 500. Drop the output and increase the drive. So now you can hear it sounds super crunchy and super distorted. maybe less. Essentially what this is doing is it's increasing the input and putting a hard ceiling on it, and that makes it sound super crushed. So now we've changed and modulated the loop a little bit so it fits better with the beat, but the beat can still be built around. So everything fits together, and essentially all it's missing is vocals. Take one more listen to it. I had 2 808s going there by accident at once. Sorry about that. I want to almost pitch this loop down, but I can't do that in Logic as well. I can do that in Pro Tools easier. Figure out if the kick or the 808 is clipping. I think it's the kick. It's just too punchy. Right there, yeah. There we go, I found it. We don't need that much punchiness. So now we can kind of hear and feel the kick, but it's not like stab, 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 stab. I don't know why that was that way. Maybe it's because I took out the lower harmonics of it. Oh well. Oh, you know why? I was like, I didn't hear the effect. You know why? Because my computer did what it always does, which is when I insert a new channel, instead of changing the instrument of that channel, for some reason I'm changing the instrument of the previous channel. And this right here, this effects channel with the effects audio loop, that's a MIDI channel trying to play an audio loop, and that is not how that works. And the MIDI that I work so hard to get is gone too. Or, I'm sorry, the automation is gone. That is why I really hate that my computer does this. Why does it even do this? All that automation that I worked so hard to get is gone, guys. I gotta do it again. Anyway, I will do that real quick. That's okay. I don't. I'm just gonna be grateful for the patience that I learned from this, all the while being frustrated and annoyed. I have a love-hate relationship with computers. I'm not gonna lie to you. Computers are awesome when it's convenient for them, and when it's not, then your whole world comes crashing down and you can't get anything done. Like, you could be in class on Zoom and it's working just fine. And then you go to present and that's when everything crashes and it's like, really? Or you go to like watch Hulu or Netflix or something and it goes and crashes and it's like, really? When I want you to be good, you're not. And when I don't care, you are. Stay in school. I don't. Yeah, it's not an advertisement to ditch school. Stay in school. And I did the same thing I did before, which was I did eighth notes for some reason instead of 16. This is annoying. It's also a great inside look if you want to be a music producer because you think it's super easy and you think that all you have to do is put 3 loops together and boom, you've got a Grammy award-winning beat. Not quite so. If you've never had the privilege of sitting in on a mix session or a production session and what actually goes down, like, there are so many artists out there that are putting, and it's not even like I've heard they'll work smarter, not harder. They're working pretty smart, but you also have to work pretty hard. You have to put a lot of care and attention into the music. You have to grow. You have to focus on doing your own style and not copying somebody else's. And a lot of multi-instrumentalists out there make it look super easy, and it's not. I played drums for 15 years, and I'm not even an expert in those. And there are people that are just absolutely phenomenal at bass, guitar, piano, and they can sing, and they live and breathe music. That's awesome for them, and people need to not give in to the misconception that happens that that's more frequent than it is. That is a rare thing, and appreciate those people for the talent and skills they have, because you don't find that every day. You can find plenty of other music streamers on Twitch, and they have a lot of talent, and they're all multi-instrumentalists. And just because you see 40 instrumentalists on Twitch, and they're all guys that can play multiple instruments, does not mean that happens everywhere in the world. That is quite literally the only 40 people in the world that do that. See what it sounds like now. See if we made the improvements we need to make. We're gonna make those hats stand out a little bit. Oops, that's not what we wanted. Those last little bit of hats that you heard, we want to make them stand out. Because the other ones are just there for flavor. So what we'll do is we'll lower the little ones that are there for flavor, and then we'll also adjust their EQ EQ is not a substitute for improper mic placement, but since you're working with software instruments, you don't really have a such thing as improper mic placement. There is no mic placement. So you got to work with what you got, which is, in this case, EQ will help shape the sound in such a way that it fits the mix. And I'm also doing this on headphones and not my reference monitors, so it's going to sound a little bit different. Very busy. It's a very busy song. Let's work on these hi-hats real quick. This is not a hat. This isn't FX. All of these are going to kind of sound dull with different pitches to it, and that's the point. The point is that they're super dull because that background hi-hat, this one, is bright. So this one will stand out a bit more, and we're also going to make it sound even brighter. So now we've got the rough concept of the beat down. You can loop it and cuts and do what you want to do wherever you feel like doing. I started adjusting the loop. As you probably heard, it's a plugin I love called Wider. I use it just about every stream. It helps create more space. I think I spread it too wide though. I'll show you the difference. If you're in headphones, you can tell. This is normal. This is super wide. That's 200%. What I'm gonna do is put it at 50%. Because it's not enough. If you think about things on a horizontal spectrum, it's not so far wide that it just makes it seem annoying. It's just outside of the bells and the pluck, and then dropped so that it's kind of supporting things. So like all together, the bells are direct center. The loop is kind of out on the side, and your pluck goes up and down. So you've got to create enough difference so that it's not just one steady thing. Your bells and your loop are going horizontal changes, and the pluck has vertical changes. I'm also definitely not in the right key on some of these notes, so I need to fix that. I know there's somebody out there that was listening and is like, dude, that is driving me crazy. That I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's actually A flat. C minor has C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B, C. Right? Sounds right. Yes, yes, it is. Well, yeah, yes, it is. Okay. I am losing my mind. C. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. I might be missing one or two, and we'll confirm that in a second when I listen through. All the A's need to be A flats for right now, and all the E's need to be, technically they need to be E flat. That might cause some dissonance in the chords depending on what the chords are. And then I believe all the B's need to be B flats. Do I even have B's? I think I do. That's a C. There's a B right there. Hey. This sounds about right. Sounds about right. Sounds better. Yeah, it sounds a lot better. That's why. Some other ear candy stuff I want to add real quick. I don't know why this just came to my head. I gotta find it too. It's like, it's like a, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it's like this little spaceship thing. It's like a phaser almost. I don't know. I can't remember what the instrument is. Oh shoot, that's not what I wanted. Please tell me I'm not adjusting like it does all the time. I'm not. Okay. All right. Man, what is it under? I don't even know. Is it... I'm gonna type it in. We're gonna see if we can't find this. Phaser. No, it's a phaser base. Blaster maybe? I don't know. I don't know, dude. This is so weird. I honestly could not tell you what. Maybe it's one of my samples. I don't know. Hang on. We gotta find this because now it's driving me nuts that I can't remember what this is. But it's like a wow kind of. I don't know. There's no way. It's like y'all ever been inside Dunkin' Donuts at like 7 a.m. and they're making all the donuts and the bagels and stuff. It's that sound. Where is it? Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts if I can't figure this. Effects, various effects. Let's see. Oh God, that's a knock. We do need to add one of those. Oh God, that's not it. That's just a toilet flushing, I think. It's not that. It's not that either. Okay, these are close, but they're not quite it. Nope. It's not that, but it's kind of close. There's another knock. I don't even know, dude. Ah, it's close to that one. But it's not that one. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, it's that right there. But with a ton, it needs a ton of delay. Hang on. And then what was the other one? The knock? I think it was... Oh, gosh. Scaring myself on some of these. Like they just kind of jump out and get you. All right, we're gonna work with these. We're gonna see. This is just random ear candy. The first one is this one. Hang on. It's this thing which needs a lot of delay on it. A lot of Now we're not gonna do tape delay. We're gonna do. I guess we're gonna do echo delay. So echo delay is a little bit weird. It literally just does an echo. There's a plugin called H delay. I don't have it, but I need it. It just does that. You increase the feedback, you increase the amount of echoes there are. See, there's more echoes. It's a higher feedback percentage. I'll keep it around 55. You can adjust the note, so it's a quarter note or it's an eighth note. This is a quarter note. I think I want it to be an eighth note. I want it to be less. Actually, I want it to, maybe you want it to be like 65, which is less wet signal. Dry signal is the original audio signal, and wet signal is the effect. So that's what it sounds like, 45% wet. This is what it sounds like, 100% wet. Beginning how it's like such a the echo is a lot stronger. So we're gonna set it at like 40%. That works. Drop it down, and then you got something cool. Put it on the snare hit right here. Pan it like to the left, and then you've got this kind of effect. We'll make it happen every other measure. And it's just going to be something so subtle in your left ear, you're not even 100% sure it's there until you've listened to this 50,000 times. And then you're like, oh, yeah, no, I know what that is. The next thing is going to be this little knock. And this is just going to happen it needs to be a lot less, but it's just literally this little knock with a lot of reverb on it. And all that does is kind of help things carry on. We'll do this one every other measure as well. And then basically the measures that don't have that little blaster thing, it'll have the knock instead. And then that'll keep things super interesting. So you've got, and we'll pan it to the other side. So you've got ear candy, basically, is what we call it, going in either ear. So in one ear, you've got, you know, this. And then in the other ear, in a different measure, you have that. And so together, you got this cool little... So it's kind of cool. Hang on. We're going to just add a little hat lead in. And what we're going to do is... Actually, I wonder if that would work. I wonder if layering the two hats on this kit, which is what we usually do. We layer hat 1 and hat 2 together just to create a more solid sound. I wonder if that would work here. Yeah, it kind of does. Who knew? Who knew? Stop. Stop that. It's not cooperating. Stop. And then that means we can let the instrument do the work. So you've got all that ear candy and stuff. It's kind of busy, but it still gives enough room for like smooth notes over top. fun. I think that's gonna do it for tonight's stream. If you were with me last week, you witnessed the embarrassing attempt to raid somebody's channel, and I picked somebody that was already offline, and so it was just nonstop sessions, or excuse me, advertisements. So that was just annoying. I don't know. Okay, what the? Okay. I don't know why. I don't. We're gonna try this again. We're gonna try and raid somebody and see if we can't find somebody online. If we can't find somebody online, I'll just call it a night. But we're gonna try this. I'm gonna play this one more time for you guys. But that is On Your Six. That's what it's called. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter. The handle is DRICHT, the number 3R. Check out my YouTube. It's just my name. And then, yeah, leave a comment on any of the videos, on anything. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'd love to hear from you. You can check out my website as well. It's DRICHT, the number 3R.com. It's pronounced D. Richter, by the way. D. Richter. Not Dr. Richter. D. Richter. Here's On Your Six.